guys, how's it going? I got something really exciting to share with you today. So, this is actually a project that I've been working on and refining for a number of years. I actually made the first version in GameMaker 8.1. I worked on it a lot during GameMaker Studio 1, and now I've got the thing fully finalized and streamlined in GameMaker 2. I am now really excited to share with you my master control engine. So something that always kind of miffed me about Game Maker Studio and in the way how you got kind of put code around is, so if you want to have code running in the background, you have to have controllers. Now, I don't have any problem with controllers, but what does bug me is the way you gotta pull them in. And that is you gotta drop them in like this, and then you have this invisible object sitting outside the view. Now that's okay if your room is, or if your game is only a couple of rooms big, but the minute you start working on like a Metroidvania project, oh my goodness, forget it. You're gonna have all sorts of controllers distributed across all sorts of rooms, and the only real alternative is to set the controllers to be persistent. But then you got a whole bunch of objects that are running that you don't need to be running, and it's just a all or nothing solution. Well, what I'm excited to share with you today is my solution to that little problem, and it is the easiest thing in the world to use. So check this out. I'm gonna go ahead and run this little demo project that I got going. Now, as soon as it launches, it gives you the room name and the objects that are in the room. So as you can see, I got this room and then MC Start, MC Room Controller, and MC Master. Okay, so it lists the controllers that are currently in that room. Now, I got a couple of rooms going on here. So there's Room Start, which is the one that we're in right now. Now, if I hit space, we'll move on to Room Jungle 2, which now has a jungle score, a common controller, room control, and MC Master. And then I can press space again, go to the beach. There's a beach score. And as you can see, I got these different controllers for different rooms. But if I go ahead and open up the rooms, I don't have that question mark thing floating around. Well, what's going on here? How is this being done? Well, it's thanks to a couple of really simple scripts that are in this extension. So if I go ahead and scroll up here in my room start, or my creation code in my room start, I got a couple of scripts running. Now, this is the meat and potatoes of the system, and this is super cool how this thing is built. So the meat and potatoes of this system is this script right here, room underscore add, or MCS add controllers, which is this script right here. So what this script does is you specify either a room, or here's the cool thing, an array of rooms. And then you specify either an object or an array of objects that will go into that room or those rooms. And then the system just does it for you. On the initiation of the room, it just goes ahead and creates them for you. That's it. You don't have to do anything else beyond that. And you can manage all of your controllers from this one code window right here. How cool is that? So as an example, I'm just actually going to go ahead and clean this up here a little bit. So we need our room control because that's what allows me to kind of keep control over things. But so if I go ahead and say, hey, in room start, put in MC start, we're going to say, okay, we'll go ahead and do that. So as you can see in room start, we got MC start right there. Now, of course, we also got room control, which is put in right here. Now we got MC master. Now, MC Master is actually a special controller that's part of this system. And it's something that gets initiated the moment you call any of these scripts. That's another cool facet of this system, is that it's a self-initiating system. You don't have to worry about dropping an object in there to initiate it. Just the minute you fire any one of these scripts, it goes ahead and initiates it for you if it's not initiated. So you can see how easy it is to specify a room, or an array of rooms if you want, and then specify what controller you want to go into it. Now, there's one more really neat piece of this system that can actually save you a lot of work. So we can actually have the system automatically manage stuff for us. So let's say you got a really good naming convention where everything that's associated with the jungle, you put jungle in the name. Everything associated with the beach, you put beach in the name. Well, here you can actually just use MCS auto add and then just specify like a string, and it will actually loop through and search for any rooms that have the string in it, and then any controllers that has a string with it, then any objects or rooms that has I'm getting these mixed up. Any rooms that has the name in it, and it will automatically add them. So you're not making these huge lists. All you have to do is have a good naming convention, and this takes care of it for you. So with that enabled, if I go ahead and run this, so, room start, we're not going to see anything going on. But if we go into jungle, you can see it automatically added our jungle score to the jungle room because we use this auto add. And then the third and final script is just a simple remove script. Now, I haven't put too much work into the remove script just yet, so you can only remove like one at a time. But, fundamentally, how often are you going to be removing scripts? Hopefully not too much. But, if you want me to continue developing this and make it so that you can do the array thing with it, just let me know in the comments below. But that's about all there is to it, to this system. I mean, it's dirt simple. You can get a lot of value out of this thing, especially if you're building a game with lots and lots of rooms. Now, of course, the alternatives out there are, you either drop the objects in the room manually, or you can create a persistent object with a switch statement. But goodness, when you create a persistent object with a switch statement, you're pretty much limited to a single action or event. This opens up a whole slew of possibilities. Like, you could have each room be generated just a little bit differently. You can have like different alarms that can that's associated by object. Having room specific controllers is huge. And I'm very excited to finally release this and get this out for you guys to take advantage. Now, like my responsive plugin that I've developed, and I'll go ahead and put a link to that in the description if you want to check that out. This extension is free with the option to buy. So I'm putting in the description a link to a GitHub where you can actually download the game project and play with it. Or if you just want the script files and all that and the object, and you just want to copy and paste it into your project, I got a paste bin there as well. So there's two ways that you can get that if you want to get that. The other thing as well is, I'm going to put it up on the Game Maker Marketplace. I'm putting it up for $3.99, and basically, if you pick it up, you buy me a coffee, and that'd be super appreciated about that. But yeah, that's about it. I got all the code right here. And actually, let's have a little bit of fun here. So those of you nerds out there who actually want to know how this thing works, I'll dive into it a little bit here. But otherwise, just disclaimer, if you want to go ahead and just take this and run with it, at this point in the video, you know what you need to know to use it. So you can just go ahead and take it and run with it. But as you can see, I try to be as descriptive as possible in the scripts, to explain how all this stuff works, and what's doing what and all that stuff. But let me tell you, our add our add controller script here is an absolute beast. We got nested for loops up the wazoo here, and a lot of it has to do with, so the way this thing is managed is I have a global variable that acts as like an index that the master control object refers to see what to create and what. Now you might ask, hey Devin, why don't you use a data structure or something like that? It would have been 100 times easier. Well, yeah, you're absolutely correct. It would have been 100 times easier. But I've always, and this is probably a stupid fear of mine, but I've always kind of stayed away from data structures in GameMaker. And the reason why is because it says right in the docs that you don't want to leave those things running, because then it can create a data leak and then it can crash your game and yada yada. So I just wanted to avoid that whole thing, because if you're using the master control system in the way that I intend for you to use it, you're not going to be destroying that data structure anytime soon. So I just made it a two-dimensional array, a relatively simple two-dimensional array at that. It's not going to get too big, all things considered. And but yeah, because since I'm using a true dimensional array for it, that involves some serious nested for. You see, we're like 1, 2, 3. We're 4 deep in the for loops on this particular one. But you know that a lot of that has to do with the accepting of arrays as an argument, and that just opened up a whole big door of possibilities I could not resist. The other one is auto add. Now auto add is actually remarkably more simple than our other one here. All it really does is search for rooms, basic set of code, search for controllers, basic set of code, and then, oh, this looks familiar, doesn't it? It literally just generates 2 arrays. So then it just feeds it into our add controller script here. So, and you know, you can see how that works. And then the third script is just it's just a simple remove script. You know, if you want to remove an object from a room or remove a controller from a room, you just run this script. You specify the room and then the controller you wish to remove. That's it. And then this is the master control object itself. It's not really too much going on here. It initiates the array here. I also have the room start event as the event that actually creates all of the appropriate objects and whatnot. And this is actually persistent. It's very important that you set this to being persistent because this stays on throughout the game and then creates controllers every time a room is created. When a room is created, it checks the index and sees if there's any controllers that goes into that room. And if so, it goes ahead and makes them. And that's all that code is right here in the room start event. So, but yeah, that's about it. That's about all there is to this system. Hopefully this was useful to you. So if you're going to go ahead and grab this, just go ahead and run on over to either GitHub or Pastebin or, you know, heck, head over to the Game Maker Marketplace and, support me. You also get the added bonus of it being available in your Marketplace extensions menu, which is a definite bonus. Anyways, that's about it. You know, good luck out there. Good luck with your game, and let me know how this pans out for you. Take care. Bye.